and he will have type of two sex parties every day on regular television. There are two aspects of this story that I want to share with you that really take it beyond the headline, right? What you're hearing every day on regular television networks. I hear it. One, who are the famous, powerful people who we know Epstein entertained? And what did they see or what did they do during those, quote, wild sex parties attended by underage girls? And well, Epstein seemed to avoid spending the rest of his life in prison if he had to. But they've got to be particularly worried today, right? This morning, too. And this is the other story getting a lot of traction today. Is it possible that Epstein, because of the newly released information about him regarding his mysterious travels with a phony passport, as we reported here a couple of days ago, may have some type of intel ties to either our government or possibly another government seeking to blackmail the men who attended those parties, those supposed sex parties? Look, as conspiratorial as it sounds, given the nature and the reach of this story, the unexplainable details of his deal with the feds, the stamps that were found on his passport, we determined that you deserve to at least hear the facts wherever they may be. We are going to be joined shortly by our correspondent, Michelle Greenstein, and journalist Ben Swan. This is the news of Rick Sanchez, where we believe it's time to do news again. But Jeffrey Epstein owns a private plane, a home in Paris, resources all over the world. There's much about him, though, that remains mysterious. But this we know. He can no longer slip through the cracks of justice without at least reporters knowing all about it, and he will have to get used to his jail cell because he won't be going home to a $77 million mansion, at least not anytime soon. That's new, right? We have team coverage of this story. With Rick Sanchez, special correspondent Michelle Greenstein joins us with the very latest developments. And RT contributor and veteran journalist Ben Swan is going to be joining us with his analysis. Michelle, let's get started with you. Take us through what happened today and what else you have found out.
Sure. Well, what happened today is essentially that he was denied bail by this federal judge. He requested the ability to await his trial at his Upper East Side mansion. The judge said, no, you're a danger to the safety of others, including your accusers or alleged victims, and even some prospective victims. So he got a hard no on that. But in terms of what else we know, it's looking more and more every day as if this hedge fund was actually a front for something else. As we know, this fund is offshore, right, in a tax haven at the U.S. Virgin Islands, which means you didn't have to report how much money was on the record. You don't have to report what kind of holdings you have, right? And another curious thing is that the only public client, the only person known to have been a client of this hedge fund is Leslie Wexner, a billionaire for sure, the CEO of Victoria's Secret, but no one else is known to have been a client of this hedge fund. So here's what an actual hedge fund manager, Doug Cass from Seabreeze, had to say about this. He found this quite curious. He said, I went to my institutional brokers, to their trading desks, and asked if they had ever traded with him. Not one institutional trading desk, primary or secondary, had ever traded with Epstein's firm.
Let me stop you, because I want to be fair, and I suppose give Epstein the benefit of the doubt from a legal standpoint, right?
Sure.
Is it possible that everyone's running from the ship because they're afraid to be associated with this big rat?
Oh, I mean, that's definitely happening. I mean, you see that being covered in the corporate press nonstop.
So, I mean, if these traders are saying, I never did business with him.
Oh, yeah, of course people want to distance themselves. But in this case, we're talking about an institutional trading desk. They have no records of trading with Epstein's firm. So, of course, on a personal level, you have, some of his friends or so-called, social acquaintances distancing themselves in that way. But I think this is different.
But there's a record. What you're describing is there's a record of him trading.
But there's no record. Exactly.
But they're finding no record.
Exactly. Which is why many are saying that this may have been a front for some sort of blackmailing operation. Even one of Epstein's alleged victims, Victoria Jeffrey, one of his accusers, said this. She said, he got girls for Epstein's friends and acquaintances. Epstein specifically told me that the reason for me doing this was that so they would, quote, owe him, and he would, quote, have something on them. So this is leading some to speculate that he may have been part of some bigger intelligence operation. It's possible that he's just a very sick individual, right?
Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, he was a operative for the government to seize money from smugglers and all that. They've recorded that before too. And the fact that also he was also like a double agent where he actually would give the money back to certain people. Well, basically the same dictators that took the money from smugglers, for example. So it's great to see they realize it's government ties. It really is that's just sick, and it's not the government's fault. It's the people that have used that power. It's their fault.
For some reason, enjoyed watching other men abuse children.
Or both.
That's of course
both. He
right.
could be a sick individual who was used perhaps by either foreign as a foreign asset.
That's a good point.
Or a CIA asset.
That's a good point. But it does stink of a more professional blackmailing operation when you talk about how big this thing really was. And let's bring it back to that controversial plea deal, right, from Alex Acosta, who was the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida at the time, who, as you know, resigned Friday. He said, even he himself said, I was told Epstein, quote, belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. So this has led some to question, okay, intelligence asset for who? So let me take you to Robert.
Can I just stop you for a minute and challenge you on that one? I don't believe anything Alex Acosta says because he's going to say whatever he has to save his ass.
And you certainly, are justified in doing that, of course. But this isn't him. This doesn't make him look good in any way. You don't understand what I'm saying? So that it comes from him, I find significant. So let me take you to Robert Steele, who's a former CIA and military intelligence officer. This is his statement. He says, I remain of the view that Jeffrey Epstein is a Mossad clandestine operations officer, assisted by Mossad clandestine operations officer Ghislaine Maxwell, and that their mission is to do precisely what they have been doing: entrap U.S. politicians, judges, celebrities, prosecutors, and corporate leaders.
And most governments will do
Wow.
It just so happens the Israelis are really good at it.
Right, I mean, what would be a better asset?
The Israelis!
Blackmail a lot of powerful players. And even Philip Giraldi, who's also a former CIA.
Not Iran, Israeli!
Said this. He said, here is how it would have gone if it were true. Mossad would have exploited Epstein's contacts, arranging their cooperation by having Epstein whining and dining them while flying them off to exotic locations, providing them with women and entertainment. If they refused to cooperate, it'd be time for blackmail, photos and videos of sex with underage women.
So the idea would be that any powerful man, be he tycoon, prime minister, prince, or former president or president, if somebody was to say to them, I have video of you with a 14-year-old girl,
you do whatever they wanted.
You own them.
Right.
They are now officially owned in theory, and this is the concern in a case like this because it involves so many. Stay where you are. Yeah, let's bring in Ben Swan. Ben, you've been listening to the conversation. What say it to you?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you guys are touching on some really important points, but a couple of other things to add to this conversation. It's simply this. Number one, you mentioned about Alexander Acosta and saying you don't believe what he's saying, so try to save his butt. Right. I agree with you, but the statement he made about Epstein being intelligence was actually not made when the heat was on him. It was actually made prior to his confirmation hearing to become labor secretary. He was asked in an interview by the Trump administration when they were vetting him, saying, is this whole Epstein thing going to cause us problems? He said, it's not going to cause us problems because I was told to back off, that Epstein was above my pay grade, and that he's some sort of intelligence.
Great point.
So it wasn't
that's
important. Second thing is this, this Maxwell connection is kind of shocking. If you really take a look at what's going on with it, Robert Maxwell, the billionaire from the UK who owned a newspaper empire there have been allegations and claims for many years. He died in 1991, by the way, in a completely bizarre way. He was standing naked on his yacht named after his daughter, and then jumped in or fell into the ocean near the Canary Islands and either drowned or had a heart attack, and there isn't even a clear cause of death for him. The claims have been made over the years that he was Mossad. In fact, the British Foreign Office believed that he was absolutely a double agent, and they believed that he was Mossad. So if he was Mossad, possibly, it's also possible that his daughter is connected to Mossad, and that's how she's connected to Epstein, because the two have been together for years, but don't seem to have any relationship other than her being his fixer, which is a very strange relationship for the daughter of a billionaire to take.
Adding something to what you're talking about right now, Michelle had mentioned to me Maxwell was essentially his only partner, client.
Right, so the daughter of Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine